How's it going? This is Hoiman, and today we're taking a look at the Figma Guyver 1 figure. So in front of the packaging, you have a nice window display to see the figure inside and all its accessories. And down here you have like logos and things like that. Moving on to the side, you have a nice illustration of the figure. And then it's the same on the other side. And then the top, the bottom, and then the back, which shows various poses of the figure and the accessories he comes with. And then down here you have some Japanese legal stuff. And then to open the figure, you just simply lift open the top flap, and then you pull out the figure. Like so. And then to open the figure, you just simply lift open the front cover. And there you have the figure all together with its accessories. So first off, you do get some instructions showing what the figure comes with and how to operate the accessories. Very self-explanatory. So here's the actual figure itself. And overall, it's a really nice figure. Really well sculpted. And the quality of the plastic they use feels really high premium. Just feels very nice. And then there's like texturing and the premium sort of feel to the whole figure. So overall he feels really well built and really premium feeling. And then looking at the sculpt, definitely captures the likeness of the character really well. All the detail you'd expect is all present. And you can see all the organic veins in there for the underbody, and that goes throughout the whole body. It's all individually sculpted, and then you have all the armor on there, which is in a nice sort of turquoisey blue with a nice matte finish, but there's also like this kind of wash over it to really bring out the texture and details. And then for the face itself, you have the nice kind of translucent eyes, and then the silver parts on there are all metallic, and you have the metallic green as well for the forehead, and then you got the nice metallic silver for the waist. Overall it just looks really nice. This feels very high quality. So for articulation, the neck is on a double ball joint, so he can look down about that much and then look up just very slightly, and he can tilt his head side to side and also twist. And these tube parts are connected around the neck, and they are softer material as well, so when you move the head they'll kind of follow along with the articulation. So it's quite nice design there. And then the shoulder is on a ball joint that connects onto the torso, so you can move the arm around however you want. And then the shoulder pad itself is kind of on a softer material and is kind of free flowing, so it won't really get in the way of articulation. So you can bring his arm out all the way to the side and then move it forward and back. And then there's also the swivel in there for the bicep. And then his elbow is on a single joint, so you can get about that much bend, not a whole lot, but you can move the bicep inwards and then just rotate the joint around there, so you can get a bit more movement. And then the wrist, and then this part is connected onto the forearm through a ball joint, so you can move that around as well. And then for the wrist, it's just a standard hinge, so you can move that around. Kind of acts like a ball joint overall. And then the torso itself, the pecs are on hinges connected on each side, so you can open those out and then reveal the Mega Smasher inside. And these two parts are translucent silver and they look really nice overall. And then even the insides of these are detailed in the same kind of veiny organic material. And then the torso itself is on a double ball joint, so you can lean forward about that much and lean back that much. You can see how the sculpt continues as well. And you can lean side to side as well as twist. And then the hips are on hinges, so you can bring his leg out quite a bit. And because these pieces are softer material, it doesn't really hinder the articulation and it still looks pretty natural. Where you can kick forward as well, kick back, and then you can swivel around that joint. It looks like there's a cut here, but it's actually just one solid piece. The hinge comes from the ball joint in there. So you can still get a lot of range of motion from that. And then the knee is on a single joint, but you can get quite a lot of bend in there. And it still looks pretty natural overall. And then the foot is on a hinge, so you can bring his foot out that much and kick forward that much. And then it can swivel as well as twist, but because of the armor over the ankle, he is pretty restricted in the ankle movement. But he does also have the toe hinge. So overall, he has all the articulation you'd expect the Figma figure to have, but because of his more bulky design, they managed to still give him a lot of range of motion despite that. So overall, it's a very nicely well made and engineered figure. That's the figure. Let's take a look at the accessories. So for accessories, the figure comes with a pair of fists which come on default in the packaging, and then he comes with a rack of hands. So he comes with 2 chopping, 2 hands to hold items, but he doesn't come with anything to hold. 2 open palmed hands and 2 more open palmed hands. And all of them also have the individually organic sculpting in there. And then he also comes with 2 smaller vibranium blades. And he comes with 2 more extended blades. And then to swap it out, you just simply pull out the original and then line it up with the shape and slot it in like so. This is probably my main complaint with the figure, is that the blades do tend to fall off easily. But they're not really that secure in there. So while in there and you're just posing, you can just suddenly drop out very easily. So that's my main complaint with the figure, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. It comes with an alternative chest, which doesn't have the hinges, so it's just a solid piece. You can see the pegs that plug into the torso. And then he comes with a Guyver unit, which is very nicely sculpted. All the detail you'd expect is there. And like the figure, it feels very premium and has a lot of nice detailing on there. And then he also comes with a Figma stand. And then finally also a Figma bag. So my final thoughts are, if you're a huge fan of this character or the show itself, then I highly recommend this figure. Like I already mentioned, the whole figure feels really high quality, really well made, and the joints are all nice and tight, and then there's a lot of range of motion, and overall he's just a very nice figure overall. But I have heard reports that he's actually the worst Figma ever made, but honestly I don't see it. I just see this figure as one of the best that Figma's made. It's just really nice looking and really well made in my opinion. And to be honest, there isn't a whole lot of Guyver figures made anyway, so this is one of the more higher end kind of figures of the character you can get really. But again, if you're a huge fan, then I highly recommend this figure. But if you can tell me why he's the worst Figma, then I'd like to know. Please leave in the comments. But for now, I highly recommend this figure. And thank you for watching and enjoy some pictures.